Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all again for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Hey, thank you, Leon Trey 777. Welcome to the fourth quarter. Thank you for your support. Really appreciate it. Shout out to the NTZ crew. What's up, Jacob Tanjay? There he is. Thank you, brother. I know Michael Beach your life will come on here. All my fourth quarter members. There's Jeff Ritada. What's up, Paragraphics? Been a while, man. Raymond, what times it travels? Appreciate y'all's continued support. I love LaChon. All my old heads, there's W Secrets to Success. Tuning in for a second. Hamster wheel starts early. I hear you. What's up, Leroy Day? Oh, was the draft tonight? See, I'm out of touch, guys. I don't watch that stuff anymore. What's up, Sheldon? Thank y'all, man, for joining me. Any new viewers and subscribers join us today, welcome. And anybody catching this on replay, what's up? Life Without Limits, another old head. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, okay, yeah, the draft. I lose track of that stuff. The peso is 61.37 at the time of this live stream. You know we always have a topic. Today's topic is stop. Don't bring your Filipino wife or girlfriend home. We're going to talk about the risk involved and some different things. But I want to talk about something first, man. I want to send out our sincerest condolences to Tacloban City and the victims and their families of the school shooting that happened there on Monday. The last I read, 3 students were dead, 5 injured. It could be different now. 2 students were arrested, 115, 114. Supposedly, bullying was involved. And before anybody panics, this is the first school shooting that I've heard of in the Philippines in over my 17 years. It's gripped the nation. All eyes are on that, man. It's really sad. I don't like seeing anything like that. And you know, the news over here is not as censored as it is in America. So, you know, they showed a couple of the students, man, dead on the classroom floor, man. It's sad, man. It's been stuck in my head. I never should have watched that. But yeah, that's a really, really sad situation. And one of the boys used his aunt's service revolver. She was a policeman. I think she's going to get fired for that. But, you know, bullying is something, man. You know, bullying is something, guys. You know, I talk about it all the time because I don't like bullies. I was bullied in the 6th grade until I fought back. Everybody has a breaking point. You know, but when you got grown men doing it. But yeah, let's send our condolences out. And then I put a link on my community page where the Department of Education is concerned about 2 separate school stabbings up in Cavite. You know, and everybody's talking about what do they think is a problem. You know, some people are saying these kids aren't getting enough sleep. They're playing these damn games all night. Whatever it is, man, it's really, really sad. What's up, Angelo? But something else that came across my feed, my Facebook feed, this has got me pissed off right here. More than anything I've read in a long time, man. A former Arby's manager in Oklahoma, I believe it's Broken Bow out, Oklahoma, was arrested and charged with felony poisoning with intent to injure after surveillance video allegedly showed her spitting in a customer's sandwich. See this bitch here, needs to be thrown in jail and the keys thrown away. Okay, thrown under the jail and the keys thrown away. The customer ultimately developed oral symptoms and tested positive for the HSV1 herpes virus, prompting criminal charges and civil lawsuits. This is what makes me don't want to eat out. Okay, especially in America, man, where we're ignorant over there. I mean, you're entrusted with, societal trust. It don't get any higher than that. I'm going to trust you to cook my food, and you stupid bitch, you going to spit on my sandwich? It's like that guy in Michigan, Detroit. They gave him 4 years for spitting on people's pizza at the Detroit Tigers games. Man, I'm going to tell you, man. This shit is crazy, man. What's up, Blizzard Abroad? It's got me feeling some kind of way, man. I'm not going to eat out for a while. But certainly in America, because the country's split. You got people on both sides, they hating each other, man. You go up in one of these places where you got one of these MAGA, and then on the other side, you got one of these old fucked up liberals, and because they don't like you or because they had a bad damn day, they want to spit in your damn food, man. There should be a special prison for people like that. He says, unfortunately, an everyday occurrence in the U.S. Yeah, that's why I came over here, you know. I'm not going to panic. But you see that the Filipinos, they didn't just talk about it. The very next day, they beefed up security in the schools. Well, I don't think we still have done anything over there. What's up, Kamal? I see you got a channel, man. You didn't tell us. I could have hyped your channel up, man. What's the name of it again? But yeah, this got me feeling some kind of way. Hey, thank you. He says, I blame it on, what's up, Sam? He said, I blame it on social media, but I'm still winning, yeah. You know, when you see little children like that, man, I mean, they went to school, man, just, one thing I like about the schools here, the children still have fun when they go to school. My son, it was like day and night when remember I told you I was called into the office. He was in kindergarten. And I'm like, ladies in kindergarten. Well, this ain't the same kindergarten when you was going to school. All they worry about is scores, and it's too serious over there. He came over here. It was like night and day, and now he's back in America. He's 4.0, if you don't believe me. I got his transcripts. He's 4.0. But he had to take a break from all that foolishness over there. What's up, Roger? What's up, darling May? But yeah, this woman spitting in people's food, man. Yeah, she needs to pay for that. She's in jail. Rotten bitch. And I'm saying it. I don't care. They can demonetize this video. I'm pissed off about that. Yeah, man, this is crazy. We shouldn't tolerate that, guys. You know. He said, I've heard of a McDonald's employee doing that in Chicago, Oklahoma. Why is it Oklahoma all the time? Back in the 70s. He's been in a cop sandwich before putting it in the bag. I believe I heard about that too. And, just in their drinks and, this is a public trust, guys, of the highest order. It's just like when I was an insurance agent, I was entrusted with that public trust like that. I have people's social security numbers, their bank account numbers, everything. And when you violate that trust, you need to be punished. Hey, Elect, thank you. Oh, man, it got me feeling some kind of way. Yeah, man, they ain't going to do nothing. All they're going to do, they might give up probation or something. That's just the way the country is over there. No, I didn't know. You never told me, man. I would have helped. Oh, okay. Well, we hope for speedy and full recovery for your mother, Elad. She said, Calvin, I still love you. I just been traveling back and forth to California. My mother's sick. Yeah, it's just crazy though, man. I don't know. Yeah. He said, yeah, I haven't eaten out since 2019. I don't blame you. I don't eat out when I'm here in St. Carlos City unless somebody comes over here and wants to go out. I eat at Mahwani all the time because I know the chef. He's a straight up guy. And he's been there ever since I've been here. That's why the food is consistent. He said some people don't realize that HSV1 can cause a breakout in your brain and cause you permanent brain damage or death. That's what happened to my brother. Yeah, man, this is crazy though. Yeah, it was a man, well, a former manager. A former manager, oh, rotten ass heifer. I mean, let's slow down, man. Don't care what nobody did to you, what kind of beef you got, how late at night it was, you tired and ready to go home. You got to respect humanity. Better than that. I mean, you ain't got no home training. Rotten heifer. Yeah, he says the number one NBA draft pick. I don't listen. I don't follow that stuff, man. They don't help. They don't do it. They don't help and give enough back for me. It's the entertainment. It's a distraction. I don't watch it anymore. But congratulations to him. You know, congratulations to these guys. But I don't follow them. They're not heroes to me. You know. He said Typhoon Francisco is inside the Philippines. Man, now see, RLVRV, he's a Filipino follower. Thank you for this information. See, I was watching the news the other day and they said it wasn't going to, they said it was so far off that it wasn't going to enter the Philippines. We got hit with just, man, I ain't going to lie to you. It rained so hard, but only, you think I'm playing, for 30 seconds. Then it stopped. He said, what's up, Unc? I just got back from playing basketball. How's the weather there? It's been dry here. We got a 30 seconds of rain yesterday. Are you back in the Philippines? I saw where you've been posting some shorts. Are you just reposting them? I saw where you put that Kubo on that 2,000 square meter lot, man. That's diabolical. I'm like, you said you paid $2.5 million for 2,000 square meters. But then you put that little bitty thing on there. What that thing cost you? 25 or 30,000? Yeah, I talked about this the other day. He said, how is this brother getting locked up over there by the FBI? Yeah, in fraud. You know, when I was in insurance aid, you know, all my clients are seniors and Medicare beneficiaries. And I remember when this scam started. I didn't want anything to do with it. I'm like, nah, you know, I could see straight through that. They want you to go over to, you know, your Medicare beneficiaries and then, you know, tell them, yeah, you can get some free braces, knee braces, you know, hand braces, whatever it is, right? And then you take the order and send it in, and then they bill Medicare and send the braces back and stuff. I just didn't want to do it. I said, hell, I'm doing enough. And then people was like, they pay wasn't right. They wasn't getting paid. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going to mess with that. But he was doing it. Uh, it was a lot of people in Houston that were, at the time, the guy, this may be the same guy because it was around that time, 2014, something like that. But he was in Houston. But I see where they busted a Phil Am nurse. She was with some type of Medicare fraud, some type of skin. She had some type of skin clinic, like 4 of them in 4 different states. And she was living the lifestyle. Lamborghinis and everything. They got her. But yeah, he's stupid though. This guy was. Now he had a call center here in the Philippines from 2014 to 2019. You know they're gonna look for you here, dummy. You got ties to the Philippines. And they caught him in a casino. He's trying to launder the money, really. He's been sitting there playing in the casino. I'm pretty sure that's what he was doing. Caught him in a casino. Somebody done told on him, man. This is the Philippines. This isn't America. They don't have that penitentiary mentality. They're going to tell on your ass. I mean, they got him quick. He said, yeah. Yeah, I saw that video, and I'm like, this guy's crazy. I saw where you got the outdoor bathroom and all that. See, that's what I wanted to do up in the mountains when my son was there. But he's in America now. It looked like the septic tank they were building. I watched it. I was like, okay. But then I saw another video. Because they come across my feed all of a sudden. Q in the Philippines. I'm like, Q must be back, but I guess you're not. He said, my wife wants to go to the Philippines next April. It's dry, but really hot that time of year. Yeah, it's dry, and the hottest time is May over here. He said, brother, keep preaching the message. I appreciate you. I'm 34 and gave it thought. But, man, I know women are as loyal as their best option worldwide. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that today. What's up, Sarana? I just wanted to get that off my chest about this woman spitting on this sandwich. It don't get any worse than that, guys. I'm just saying, like, damn. It really got me feeling some kind of way. Yeah, these, that's why a lot of these doctors, they're against Medicare Advantage. Because Medicare Advantage, has some, works differently. You got to go through a whole lot of different channels. They're going to vet you and vet the procedure and the prescription and all of that a whole lot more than the government. The government doesn't know anything about healthcare, but Humana does. So if they keep seeing you placing orders for artificial hips, they're like, damn, how many artificial hips are you replacing? Yeah, he said, I heard about your friend bringing his Filipino girlfriend back to the States. Yeah, well, now it's his wife. But look, guys, he's not the only one. Okay? But I'm getting a lot of, ignorant people in the comments when I made the video. She was 18 and said she was 22. See, as a vlogger, you can't win. Okay, the women are either too old that you're dealing with or too young. Then you got these self-righteous religious guys in the comments. Hypocrites. Then a lot of jealous guys. It's like, so you're perfect now. You're not doing anything. It's not like, now all of a sudden, you never should have been fooling with a 22-year-old. Why not? A 22-year-old's a grown-ass woman, fool. You're not in America. And then the guy said, personally, I wouldn't. But he's got a man's face. He's got Tupac's face as his profile picture. But he's like, personally, I wouldn't deal with a 22-year-old unless I'm 28. That's got pedophile feel to it. I say, yeah, you sitting up there with another man's face on your profile pic. I said, that's feminine vibes to me, But you can't win, These women are grown over here. It was all about the land. Okay, no, we never said all women in the West are bad. Okay, we never said that. Don't put any words in our mouth now. That's not what we're saying. Obviously, there's good women over there. Very few men end up leaving and certainly looking for other women. But you get to a point over there where you do have to explore your options. Olafemi, when you're 60 years old, you're not going to want to date a 60-year-old woman because men and women are equal, but we're not the same. Okay, go ahead and get with a woman 55, 60, 63 that's going through menopause. You're wasting your time. And according to, y'all saw what I put on my community page, according to Jack Cornfield, that seems to be the trouble. You think you got time. You ain't got time. Go where you appreciate it and celebrate it. Okay? Hey, he says, watching from, this is Maryland. Yeah, he said, hello, Sunshine Show, watching from Boracay. Yeah, her and her friends are in Boracay. But she said it's raining. I said, just relax. You know, rainy season's here, but eventually the sun is going to come out. It always does. He says, salute Big Bro Cal and the Sunshine Show's community, my favorite online community, positive thoughts and vibrations. Hey, thank you, brother. It's my homeboy. I appreciate you, man. He said, public caning, as they do in most second and third world countries, will minimize a lot of the bullshit and fraud in the U.S. Yeah, just accountability besides these old, see, these rich doctors and stuff, they're going to these country clubs. Send them to regular jails. That's all. Okay, it's in Janteen, Thailand. Yeah, she didn't have to hawk tui on the sandwich. Oh, man. It's rotten, man. People are rotten. Yeah, he says, in every U.S. embassy consulate, there's an attache of DEA, FBI, ATF, federal marshals, military. Don't think you can hide, especially on social media. Damn clowns. Yeah, but immigration got him, guys. You know, when you go to extend, you're giving them certain information. You give them your passport, first of all. They know you're here. The minute you come through immigration and you get off the plane, they know you're here. But then you go to immigration and they want to know your address. Where you staying? They want to know a contact information. See? That's how they got him. The United States didn't get him. The Philippines got him. You know, because they entered into an agreement with America. If they're going to continue to, to have diplomatic ties and stuff like that, that's in that fine print. We're going to help catch criminals over here and send them back. But Americans didn't catch him. Our police very seldom catch people. It's always, informants and different things like that. They very seldom catch them. Police are not a deterrent. He said, you need to talk about why men think they are not taking care of a Filipino mom or dad when they send them money. Filipino will help her parents no matter what. These dudes are fools. Yeah, I talked about that so much I'm blue in the face. Filipinos going to share their blessing. And if you got a woman that's okay with you not taking care of her family, you with the wrong one. He said, now that would really be a shit sandwich. Hey, what's up, man? He says, greetings, fourth quarter family. I'm here in Cebu IT Park, Sunshine Alley, after following the channel for 4 years now. I feel more tolerated than desired. Yeah, after several failed relationships in the Philippines. Well, you got to realize that it's all about money initially. You got to go through a few snipes and the serpent before you find one that, you can get along with. There ain't no perfect women over here. You got to go through a few. But when I tell y'all that y'all don't believe me, don't get discouraged because she's out there. She's out there. But you got to go through a few of them, man. Don't knock all of them because of a few. The overwhelming majority of women over here are good. They do what they say they're going to do. They're who you think they are. But yeah, you run against some chicken heads. You run up against some chicken heads over here. That's a fact. Yeah, see, this is the problem. He said, yeah, 22 is grown. What the hell is wrong with these fools? Yeah, everybody's an expert in the comments. Remember, I told you that's where they get their 15 minutes of fame, in the comment section. You know, they're going to tell you, but they'll tell me, oh, you can't tell grown men what to do. And then they get in the comments and do exactly that. Oh, you shouldn't be fooling around. Well, that's your business. You know, if you want to date a old Sally, the motherboard, go ahead. It's up to you. Little dry pussy. You know, he said, Cal, these fools expect a 60, 70-year-old man to date a 70-year-old woman. Yeah, it's crazy. If you want that old dried up thing, old prune-faced woman, you know, we've got testosterone. They don't. He said, Cal, you hit the nail on the head on that 15 minutes of fame video. I experienced that on my first trip. It's too big. It won't fit. Yeah, then the screaming starts. Yeah, I've got that on her too. But they act like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just telling you my experience. What I'm seeing, living, and experiencing over here. It might be different for you. But you do get that 15 minutes of fame over here. That's what Andy Warhol said. In the future, everyone worldwide will be famous for 15 minutes. Yeah, it's a lot of good women in the West. You don't see everybody running over here. But it's good to explore your options, guys. That's all we're saying. It's good to explore your options. I'm so thankful that I did. I can't speak for nobody else. What I'm experiencing now is a whole lot better than what I was experiencing over there. Maybe it was me. Hey, thank you. He said we have over 100 people watching. Yeah, hit the thumbs up, guys. Show some love. Yeah, he said, so we don't want to date 60-year-old women. Yeah, who are we going to date? Who are they going to date? Well, there's still men over there who can't perform and they just want a friend. Somebody to hang out with and everything. And then you got men over there who deal with old women like that. Somebody's fucking them. Somebody's fucking your mother and your grandmother over there. Don't act like they not. It won't be me. I'm not going to do. You ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got to get mad at Sunshine Shoulders. Because y'all get mad. If I come back over there and start fucking your mothers and grandmothers, then you're going to have something else to say. I'll go back over there and deal with them young women. You know you'll feel some kind of way if you know I'm blowing your mother's back out. Huh? And she don't come to church on Sunday because her throat is sore. Then you blaming me. You ready to do something to me. Then I'm wrong. That's why I say as a vlogger, you can't win. If you're over here dating younger women, oh, let's get pedophile feels to it. Pedophile vibes. Then you go over there and start screwing their mothers and grandmothers. They got something to say. They said, Unc, tell your homie to keep his head up. Millions more women in the Philippines. Billions worldwide. But the guy who's just on here, you know, you're going to have to go through a few before you find one. But, you know, they're here, man, you know. The overwhelming majority of women, guys, that are over here that will want to date a foreigner are good women. I can bear witness to that. What's up, What time to travel? Thanks for that super chat. He said, Cal, my colleagues at work was watching that Blizz live stream. They thought it was interesting. They called me a celebrity at work. Yeah, people think because you're on, social media. Uh, well, they are the celebrities of the day. This is where people get their news and everything from, their entertainment. There's nothing on television anymore, nothing. He said, take it easy on them, big bro. No, you can't win. Juice, if a man out here trying to explore his options, still sowing his oats. The women are either too young or they don't want you dealing with your mother. Well, if I come back to the United States, your mother's fair game. And if she stops answering her damn phone and cooking you Sunday dinner, you know why. Yeah, you got some women over there that's still active. Yeah, look out. Then they'll have something to say. Donna Brazil, you remember her? She used to be on there. She said, if everybody likes you, then you're not saying much. You're not doing anything, man. I don't expect everybody to like me because I don't like everybody. And then I'm going to say what's on my mind. I'm going to be me. He said, Unc, seeing Daphne Joy on cam, though making him melt, goes to show you the Filipino aura is irresistible. Who is this? On cam show. Yeah. That's who I'm dealing with. I'm 63. Yeah. Then your grandmother got on booty shorts, you ain't gonna like it. You gonna have something else to say about Sunshine Shoulder. She got on them damn skinny jeans and booty shorts and go get a damn weave in her damn head. I'ma turn her out. I don't know who you're talking about. Oh, well, that's easy. Merla makes a good Bico Express, which is good with the coconut juice. I want to say, is it green beans and then pork? And it's a spicy meal. Her mother makes great chicken adobo, the best I've tasted since I've been in the Philippines. They make adobo everywhere differently. If you go on different islands or even different parts of the island. But hers has like a sweet sauce with pineapples. It's delicious. It's the best I've ever had. And then, I like the right pancit if they use the right noodles. I don't like, if they don't overcook the noodles. I don't like the noodles overcooked. I like the Shanghai lumpia. It's just so much over here, man. The damn lobster over here is cheap and it's delicious. But we haven't been able to get any lately. It's too many foods. They've got these oranges going around here now. They in season, man. They sweet. Depending on where you get them from. At the market, they 3 for 100. At Save More, they're 2 for like 88. And then hell, in Manila, they 90 pesos each. He says, so billionaires can date younger women and people don't have a problem. Yeah, but the average Joe can't. This is the hypocrisy. This is what I'm talking about, Q. These guys are hypocrites. But yeah, they ain't going to want me fooling with their mama. So shut up. Marilyn's 44 years old. She's a grown-ass woman. He said, Jaja doesn't want to live in the U.S., but my son absolutely wants to live in the U.S., which I'm okay with when he gets older. Ja wants to be in OFW again. Remember, guys, that's the problem. That's the trouble, according to Jack Cornfield. You think you got time. You got to live now, man. Remember, Time's not running out, but your life is. You just be happy. But I would absolutely let my son see America and see his other side of the family. That's his right. You know, a lot of women will tell you they don't want to go to America, man. It's just not true. That's what my ex-wife said. That's the reason why, look, guys, I had two good women I was dealing with. The reason I chose her is because every day she wasn't asking me what's the plan for me. Oh, I don't want to go to America until she did. Okay? Until she did. He says, how easy or difficult it is to travel with a Filipino has their passport ranked? Well, if you come into one of these ASEAN countries, it's easy. But if you talk about going to Canada or anywhere like that, even South Korea and Japan, you got paperwork. But no, their passport's way down the list. But they can go to Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, and places like that. If that's what you're talking about, but you're talking about going to America and places like that, no. Because they got a bad record, you know, of not coming back. I didn't say it. That's on the record. It's a lot of, I personally know Filipinos who are in America right now. Been there for 20 some odd years, illegally. Went over there for one reason or another, tourist visa, just stayed over there. Yeah, but see, they'll think it's something wrong. They'll think it's something wrong. It is. You know, because you don't think in your mind, R. Mills, that your grandmother is getting her back blown out. Well, just a picture that your mother on her knees giving a blowjob. Okay? What do you think? They're going to take out a damn dentures or whatever it is. Well, you know, this is your opinion, brother. Everybody's got an opinion. I respect that. But like I said, you know, these women are grown. She ain't going to get any growner. She's just going to get older. That's all. She ain't going to get no growner. Y'all want to wait till the woman's all beat up, got an elephant pussy, got a fucked up attitude, 2 or 3 baby daddies, and then it's okay to date them. I don't follow your path, man. I got my own path I walk, but I appreciate, you know, your perspective. He said, bro, with all due respect, a 22 years a bit young. See, this is the problem with Americans. We're so narrow-minded. Okay? There's more ways of doing things than what's done over in America. We're only 4% of the Earth's population, dude. It may not be okay with you over there in America, but other places it is. Okay? A bit young to be with a 45-year-old. How? What's your point? Make the point. Don't just be general like this. Yeah, you blow your grandmama's back out. Like I said, you ain't gonna like it because your grandmother's gonna be wearing mini skirts and high heels again. No, I don't know because you know I don't follow that stuff, man. That stuff don't entertain me. I'm living my life. I'm gonna live sitting around, you know, slobbering over some woman that you will never probably meet. I see. Hey, give a damn. Oh, okay, yeah, I saw her. Okay, now I know. So yeah, I saw her. So she's half black, half Filipino. Or what is it? I saw her the other day. Yeah, but I'm just saying, you know, she's just a woman. She bleeds once a month. You know, pussy done took over the world, man. This is the problem, man. We put too much emphasis on that. Yeah, it's okay. I like it, you know, especially with my woman and everything. But damn, it's more to life than that. It's more to life than women. We put these damn women on a damn pedestal, man. This is the problem we running into. But anyway, the next pat, people are taking up for him. I'm not hating on the next pat. I'm warning you that when you take them to your country, he's there. Okay, he doesn't have a passport, probably. He's all on these dating sites. He wants a Filipino, but he ain't gonna fly 8,000 miles. He probably ain't got all the extra money you got to buy the ticket and stay 2 weeks or a month and all that, meet the family and all that stuff. So he just waits. He gets your leftovers. He waits till your relationship blows up. I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying, I'm telling you, that's one of the deciding factors that go into whether or not you take your woman over there or not. He's there. He'll be in your family. I remember when I took my ex-wife to America, one of my closest friends, okay, he's a fellow insurance agent. I mean, this guy would do anything for me. We're like brothers. So he comes over for the first time because I'm giving him some supplies. I think Humana, whatever it was. So my wife answers the door. The first thing he says to me before he even says good morning, he said, "Man, you got a bad wife." I'm like, "Oh, come on, man. Get out of take these books and get out of my house. Be coming to my house looking at my wife." He said, "Cal, you'd have a hard time getting the moms, grandmas to consistently cooperate with you. I double dare you to try." I won't do it, but I'm just saying that these guys, they don't want you. They'll tell you, "Oh, you can't tell grown men what to do." You see this Brian P, I guess is his name. He gets right in the comments and does just that. "Oh, don't fool with them young girls." What do you mean? I'm a man. Okay, I'm not a woman. I don't date the same way. A woman's not going to get grown up. She's just going to get older. Why should you wait till she's old and beat up and turned out? And then, okay, she's 53 now and you 63, so it's okay, Cal. Like, I'm going to sit around and wait, and take your advice. Yeah, I saw her. Yeah, I saw her. Yeah, I know who she is, but like I said, okay, well, what? She looks like to be in, her 40s now. Okay? She's been beat up. They got the sex tape and all that. Why would you want that? He said, "I read an article saying the Philippines is struggling attracting tourists compared to other Southeast Asian countries. What's the issue?" I don't really know. I do know, remember the Philippines back in the 2000s, early 2000s, a lot of kidnappings of foreigners over here. And that makes worldwide news, and people are afraid. They think the minute they come over here and get off the plane, they're going to get kidnapped. But once they come over here, they see it's a totally different situation. They're like, "Well, why did I wait so long to come over here?" A lot of it is, fear, and then, the Philippines, certainly in America, doesn't get a whole lot of marketing and promotion other than the fact that a lot of Filipinos live there. But once they come over here, you'll see. But it's just, the Philippines has been around for a long time. It's going to come back again. One thing was that damn COVID. The Philippines hasn't been able to spring back from that damn lockdowns. Okay, the Philippines is going like this, my man. Go look at it if you think I'm lying. They had over 8 million tourists in 2019. Up 11% from the year before that. Up 22% from the year before that. When I first came over here in 2009, I want to say they only had like 2 million, 2.5 million or something like that visitors. And in 2019, it was at 8.2 million. That lockdown, the Philippines just hasn't been able to to spring back. You see, man, one time the Philippines was over Vietnam. You know, it's just Vietnam's time right now. Yeah, this is facts. They don't want you to hit their mama. But then he don't want me to fool with young women either. So if I'm dealing with him, it's like, dude, me and you are two different people. I don't like what you like. I mean, you see how it's not just vloggers, but as a man, you can't win. And it's usually these other men. It's not the women. Because women understand their beauty, their age and their beauty is their money. They know that if they're going to get an attractive man or, a rich man, probably going to be when they're young. Are they certainly going to be younger than him? Do you see any old Filipinos with these dating, on these, with YouTube channels? Come on, it's always these old hating men, these old jealous men. Self-righteous, religious fanatics. That's what I put on my Facebook the other day. I work my finger to the damn bone and she wants to give all the credit to Jesus. Then move in with Jesus. Okay, that's what I say. And I say that to y'all. Then let Jesus pick the women for you then. While you sitting there waiting on Jesus to pick your women for you. But don't come in here telling me who I should date. Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. That's why people don't like me, man. Because I got a lot to say. I agree with Donna Brazil. If everybody likes you, you ain't saying nothing. He said, what's up, Cal? I lived over there a year in Davao. I met a 34-year-old woman with no kids, never married. Over here now 3 years and going strong. Yeah, hey, congratulations, man, because that's another thing guys didn't seem to hear in that video that I probably said it 3 or 4 times. The overwhelming majority of women you meet over here are good. The overwhelming majority of the women that you take back to your country are who they say they are. They do exactly what they say they're going to do. There's no trouble. The relationship runs its course, okay? But people don't hear that. So you got all these guys, oh, it's the best thing I ever did. Okay, I already told you that. That was going to happen. Okay, but here, let me ask you this, guys, when we're going to talk about this. Stop, don't bring your Filipino wife, girlfriend home. I'm not telling you don't do that. I'm telling you the risk, remember, involved. But should you take the visa off the table up front? Or do you use it as leverage? Do you always thinking, yeah, I might take you over there as a way to get the woman, attract the woman that you want? Come on, put it in the comments. Should you take it off the table in the beginning? Are you playing them damn games? Talk to me. Hey, what's up, Rashard? Thanks for that super chat. He said, migration has helped ease Latino hunting expat. Yeah, and Asian hunting, and African, and all of that. The women are coming there, but they're not coming there on their own. We're bringing them there, and the expat's sitting back waiting. That's why he's the next pat. He wants the next man's woman. He don't want to go out and get a woman on his own. He wants your woman, Richard. But should you take the visa off the table? Because that's a strong selling point, guys, and y'all know you're not going to do it. Okay? He said, don't fold your royal flush, hold that visa back. At least he's answered. These guys are afraid to answer because they know they use that as a bargaining chip. Other than your money, it's probably the strongest bargaining chip you got. So should you be truthful to the young woman or the lady and take it off the table up front? Okay, all you red pill guys, all you tough guys out there with all that good information. Who brings their Filipino wife or girlfriend home? There is no certain person, but a lot of guys, they don't want to live overseas. Okay, they got too much going on at home. Maybe they're still working. Or they love where they're living. And they say, okay, I got everything like Vince said. I got everything but a woman. My life is good over here. They say it's off the table for me. Yeah, but what we're saying is, are you telling the woman straight up front, look, I'm living over here. If you talking about going back to America or France or Britain, you with the wrong man and let her go choose somebody else. Because 100 out of 100 women, if given the chance, I'm talking about on that dating site, to go to your country with gold. Don't let them fool you. Okay? But the argument is, don't ever bring her back, and should you bring her, should you not? Okay, here's something else I want to say. What's the worst thing that could happen if you decide to bring her home? Okay, what's the best? What's most likely to happen of the two? Probably the best. He said Donna Brazile was a bad and powerful sister, but that style philosophy of dim political strategies is obsolete and doesn't work. That's right. I mean, people are waking up, man. It's so bad right now that people are waking up now. They're like, I'm not Democrat or Republican. So what, my mother was a Democrat? They lie and everything and cheat and steal and just as corrupt as the other side. We need more options, man. The system has been hijacked. If that's all you got is the Democrats and Republicans, we're fucked, man. Okay? I'm sorry, but we are. Yeah, well, that's what you should do. He said, I took it off the table from the jump. He said, next pet say, if she comes here, she's open game if she leaves you. Well, that's true. But I'm saying this. Y'all don't understand what a nextpat is. A nextpat isn't just somebody that's just sitting around and maybe he's working with your wife and everything. A nextpat goes out of his way. See, that's the difference between just a guy who simply meets your ex on the dating site and they end up together. Yeah, that don't make you a nextpat. Or you met your Filipino wife or girlfriend in America. That doesn't make you a nextpat. I'm talking about guys. There's guys who know you're bringing that woman over there. And when she starts working, when she goes to the store and all of that, okay, if you've never taken a woman from the Philippines, okay, let's talk about the Philippines, because I haven't taken a woman from anywhere else to America. You would not know what I'm talking about. They basically harass these women, man. Everywhere you go, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, what are you doing with him? And, they don't believe that she's got a boyfriend or husband. See, these are the guys that you have to be careful. Some of them are in your family. But I thought you said you're living over there, Dolan May. I thought you said, are you living over here? I'm confused. Yeah, but you've been supposed to have been coming on my channel, man. You ain't came on yet. Because, they're going to call your bluff. If you come on here talking about you can get them remote jobs. I got a friend now who's got a lot of experience with a remote job. He just got laid off. He could use your help. I done sent you my email plenty times. Come on here. As long as it's legal, there ain't no riff-raff involved. Come on my channel, man. Okay, he says, I'll be back, man. She already had her own house built on family land. Yeah, but what does the house look like? See, guys get on here and say, yeah, she got her own business. She ain't got a damn sorry store with 3 or 4 strands of of cream silk and Nescafe coffee and some 4-year-old potato chips that she's had in the damn screen for years. No beer, no cokes or nothing, but she got her own business. Now you talking about she got her own home. What? Have you seen the homes over here for most of the women we deal with? 4 plywood walls and a metal roof, which I'm not talking about people. I'm just saying, guys get on here and brag about that. You know, unless you're going to show a picture on here, you know, is all I'm saying. He said, Smooth Tyrone got his fund 4 back in the States. Well, see, that doesn't necessarily make him an expat. But meeting a Filipino over there, man, you taking your chances, man. I just don't want a woman that's already been dealing with a foreigner. I don't know that situation. But more than likely, if you meet a grown woman, a grown Filipino over in America, she's been with somebody already. Okay? She's been with somebody already. Okay? He says, if your woman leaves you just because you bring her to the U.S., she was never yours to begin with. If you're worried, don't do it. Yeah, that's true. And they'll give you all the red flags over here, man. They'll give you all the red flags. She's not interested, you know. But you're not going to listen to anybody. You know, when your nose is wide open, you can't see the forest for the trees, man. The writing's on the wall. Flaming red light. And they just ain't seeing it. Because if she's going to run off over there, she's going to run off over here. She's doing some shady stuff. You know what I'm saying. We're not going to get into all that. We respect whatever you are, okay? But if you following this man in the White House, dude, you know, what can I say? You know, I don't care what you are. It's not going to bother me one way or the other. You know. Yeah, but see, here's what y'all guys don't realize. Smart Filipinos are never going to ask you for anything, man. That's not something to look forward to. That's not a green light. The smart women in there over here will never ask you for anything. She knows you're going to spend. How much have you spent? Be honest. They got everything over here, but they ain't got no money. She don't have to ask you for nothing for you to spend and spend and spend and go broke. I'm tired of y'all getting on my channel with this foolishness, man. I've been trying to educate y'all for 6 years. You think just because a woman over here doesn't ask you for some money means she don't want your damn money? You gotta be crazy. Bullshit. We don't give anything to her family. Yeah, right. Well, you with the wrong woman. Okay? She gonna help somebody over here. I ain't gonna want a woman, and I know where she's from, where she comes from, and she's just gonna take her back, and she's not gonna help anybody. You're gonna kick the ladder down? Man, come on, man. Get off my channel with that foolishness. You sound like you crazy. She's gonna help some niece or some cousin through college, and if she don't, then she needs to. Okay? I don't play on my channel, man. It's too much at stake. You guys get on here with all this, you know, the self-righteous stuff. Oh, I'm doing everything right and all that stuff. If you with a Filipina and she ain't trying to help her family, somebody she's got over here that she can help, you got to throw her back. I'm sorry. He said a lot of Filipinos don't mind staying if you're going to give her a good life in the Philippines. This is fact. You know, but I think you should tell them up front. Because if you start out lying and with bad intentions, man, it's going to catch up with you. Let the woman make the decision. If she wants, okay, I want to go to America. Well, then, I'm not the one's going to take you. Okay. Yeah, they putting the full court press on. They are, man. It's just true. This is the next Pat I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the guy who she ends up with after you broke up. I'm talking about the guy who, he's when she's at Kroger and at work and all that, all up in her ear, all up in her face. What are you doing with that old man and all that? But you guys coming out here with this bullshit, man. I don't buy it. You with a damn woman and she ain't trying to help nobody over here. You with the wrong woman, dude. Yeah, okay. Who's your dreams in the Philippines? You this is a red flag, man. You doing everything right. You perfect. Nobody comes over here and does everything right. And then with all that old but see, this is one thing that really, it's nobody's business, guys. Don't ask people this. Okay? This is nobody's business. If somebody asks you this, it's none of their business. Because they use that information against you. And I'm not trying to be tough to you, devotion dude, but this is a question you don't ask grown men over here. It's none of your business. Don't ask people that. But for guys that keep saying, oh, she never asked me for anything. Well, Merlin's never asked me for anything. How many millions have I spent? Okay? Because a Filipina knows their reputation. She knows if you ask for money, you running the other way. Okay, are you going to shut the conversation down? These women are smarter than what we give them credit for. Y'all think they're just some backwards women that, they ain't got nothing going on. A lot of them got college degrees on those dating sites. They know not to ask you for nothing, but they know you're going to spend your last damn peso when you get over here. When you taking her to Boracay, who's paying for that? When you take her out to the Morning Glory Grill and all that, flying her back and forth from Manila and all that, who's paying for all that? Yo, dumb ass. She don't have to ask you for nothing. Y'all get on my nerves with this stuff. I was looking for somebody that didn't ask me for nothing. That's not a green flag, guys. I'm just warning you right now. Okay? He said, yeah, guys are crazy about foreign women. It doesn't matter what country they come from. Yeah, they are crazy. They're exotic. They're exotic, man. It got so bad. Okay, my wife had a temporary job initially before she got hired at General Electric, GE. She was working temporary, and she got a ride. Okay, with a friend. They worked at the same place. They lived in basically the same neighborhood. So it wasn't her coworker wasn't going out of her way to pick my wife up and take her to work. It had to get to the point where I had to take my wife to work. The guys would not leave her alone. So I had to pull up in there and, show them like, dude, she's with a woman, man. Leave my wife alone. This is how crazy y'all over there. I don't know nothing about next pets. They're real. You jealous ass fools over there. You know how American men think. Oh, I look better than him. I earn more money than him. I got a better car and better this. So I'm going to just go on in here. You're going to get your head blown off fooling with somebody's wife over there. But that's the way we think. Not realizing that a Yummy Six appreciates what you've done for her. You done took her out of her situation, took her to America, gave her a whole new life. She ain't going to look at another man. The overwhelming majority of Filipinos never look at another man. They wouldn't even think to do that. because they know how lucky they were to find a man on that dating site. They're going to treat them good, take good care of them, respect them, and then give them a new life. You guys don't know what y'all talking about. I have no idea. I have no idea how they met. There's only two ways that my wife's ever going to meet anybody. Either she went back online or one of her friends introduced them. That's the only way. Okay? She ain't going to let nobody on the street stop her walking to the store and say, hey, baby, you looking good. And, you know, it's such a small world because when I was back in America, I went to Walmart, which is right up the street from where my daughter, and some guy pulls up. He said, hey, Sunshine Shoulders, yeah. He said, yeah, I've been following your channel. He says, I'm the guy who took your ex and her new boyfriend to court. This is the guy who took them to court. So maybe they met through him some kind of way. This guy pulled up on me and told me the whole story. I'm like, well, I don't want to hear it. I don't really care. You know, but it shows you how small Louisville, Kentucky is, certainly. You know, so he follows my channel. He's married to, you know, a Filipina. And they was hanging around. He said that they used to stay with them and all of that. And, you know, and was telling me why he took them to, you know, whatever that show was, you know, but that's a reality show. He said the only reason that the man agreed to go on the show was because the show will pay the debt. Okay, they just want your story told, but that's the only way. I believe they met online. Remember, an expat is on those dating sites, Jews. Okay, he wants a Filipina. He loves them as much as anybody else does. But he ain't got the time or the money to fly all the way over here. So he's scanning through the sites looking for Filipinos in America. He would be considered, he could be considered an expat. Because he wants your woman. The only way he's going to have a woman is if you bring her over there, regardless of why you break up. But that's probably, I know she dated down. And I know that she's probably feeling some kind of way knowing her. Be careful what you wish for. You might get it. He said, I truly appreciate all the free information you give us, Cal. Thanks again for everything. I'm just having a conversation. At the end of the day, you're going to have to make the decision. I appreciate it, though. But at the end of the day, you got to make the decision on what you're going to do. But like I said, my wife and her new man, they haven't been back to the Philippines since they met. We should come back every year, twice a year, because I promised her mother that. Trust me, I know they moving every damn month. Remember, I got a son with her. I know what's going on over there. But I wish him nothing but the best. I have no kind of animosity toward her in any kind of way. If something good or something going on with my son, she messages me. Other than that, we don't really have any conversation, but, I wish her the best, man. She's over there, My 10 years is up. And this RLVRV, listen, guys, this guy is a Filipino. He said, Panay's always helped their family, immediate and extended. Thank you. Okay, thank you. But these guys, oh, yeah, she ain't going to help nobody. Okay, yeah, well, you trust me, the next pat is going to have your woman. You with the wrong woman, buddy. If you got a Filipino woman who doesn't want to help her family, immediate or extended, dude, that is a red flag. He says, don't take your Filipino wife to the States if you're a low-value man. But to her, remember, it's the woman's choice. It ain't got nothing to do with you. She chose you. She thinks you're a high value man. It has everything to do with the woman, not the man. I'm telling you that the women don't run off. Of all the couples, man, that we used to fool with, a lot of them, man, probably I'm close to 100. Because, about once a month or twice a month, you go to somebody's house. It's somebody's birthday. It's a barbecue. Only 3 separated. Of course, my wife and me. Her best friend's husband, he killed himself. And then there was another couple where she was hanging around. In her group, they were all married to doctors, businessmen, and they lived in big, just expensive houses. Because remember, Filipinos are notorious pocket watchers. They're always looking around, seeing what somebody else got, right? Well, this woman, her husband, worked at Ford. He was living a middle-class life in America. Had a house. Imagine his house, what his house would be over here. Brand new truck and everything. He's a black guy. Oh, they shamed her. This woman ended up leaving her husband because, he didn't fit the standard of her friends, right? But now she's back here. She lives in Pagadian with a Filipino man, and they live in a kubo, something like what Q bought his wife. Okay? But there was the only 3 of all of them. Okay? They're not looking at you guys over there. Well, you never really know because, what I don't know won't hurt me, But you see it. It's just, this is the thing. I'm glad you brought this up, but because I'm going to talk about it in another way. But we don't know who we're talking to, who's watching us, who's in our audience. So you got to be careful. There's pedophiles there. Yeah, there's sex tourism there. There's great guys in there. It's a mix. But you can say something that sets somebody off. Or you can show your woman in a way that sets some of those guys off. Because you don't know who they're talking, who we're talking to. So you got to be real careful. This is the message that I send to these Filipino vloggers. They don't listen to me, though. You're selling your sisters down the river. You can't be showing them and exploiting them like that to these guys who are watching. Okay, because you don't have no idea. They have no idea about certainly American men and who you handing that girl over to. Yeah, certainly down in places like Alabama, Kentucky. He said, I know a Filipina that's married to a brother. She's getting ready to move to Alabama with him next month. I just thought about how many guys are going to be shooting a shot on the exotic Filipina. They go crazy. They go crazy over them, man. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, my wife would come home and tell me this stuff. And I was like, so now I got to get up. And, because she was going to work early. I got to get up because normally I get up, 8 or 9. Now I've got to get up at 5:30 just to take her to work. Because a lot of and it didn't even get any better when she started working at General Electric. It was the same thing. Because she would come home and tell me, like, what's it mean? The little phrases we'll say, baby got back, and all this kind of stuff that guys were saying to her on her job. I never had it out with anybody, right? I never got into it, but I'm just saying, men are going to shoot their shot. That's just how we are in America. I'm not like that, but guys are like that. They think, oh, I look better. I make more money than you. I got a better car. I can have your woman. No. And see, Filipinos are going to tell. They're going to tell when you're trying to talk to them. if they true blue to their man. They're gonna tell. Yeah, he's trying to talk to me. He said this or that. But yeah, you got to be really, really careful about what you say. See, I was naive, man. I hold back a lot. There's so much more. Remember, it's a lot nittier and a lot grittier over here than what I tell y'all. But I'm not going to say it because I don't know who's watching me. I don't want to be responsible for some of these sick-ass men jumping on a plane coming over here abusing these young women. Okay? Because they catch them over here all the time. They catch them before they get in the country. See, these are the ones that's watching the videos. I got to get over that. Not realizing that the Philippines is working in cahoots with America to stop, the sex offenders and stuff like that. So a lot of stuff, I say, y'all just got to find it out when you get over here. But Filipino vloggers, man, they don't care, man. They just don't care. They have no idea. They have no experience. They've never lived in America for real for an extended period of time. So they think all that, the important, one video that came across my feed, the thumbnail said, Filipinos know the what do they say? Importance of swallowing or something like that. And I was like, lady, do you realize what you're doing? I'm judging. You have no idea what you're doing. You on there, you playing a strange game, lady. He said, I've been paying from the jump. 5 years later, we're in the States and still paying. But I thought you said you took it off the table. So you didn't take it off the table. Okay, I got a kid in the game. We both are handling our business. It works for us. Yeah, thank you for being honest, because anybody that comes on here and says, oh, I want to feel, she never asked me for anything. Guys, I explained that a long time ago. But they think, oh, yeah, like every woman over here is a scammer. That's not true. But that's the reputation. So why is she going to ask you for anything? The first thing is going to pop in your head. Oh, she's a scammer. And you're going to run. So she's not going to do it. She already knows. You spending to come over here, dude, to see the woman. Okay, unless you met her in some other country or somewhere. Them tickets ain't cheap. Then you paying for the hotel. You paying for the resort, the lechon. Every time you go out to eat, you're paying for everything because she ain't got no money, man. So she don't have to ask you for money. He said, what's up, Sunshine Shoulders? And that Sunshine Shoulders community. I finally caught your live stream, huh? Keep up the good content. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate it. No, they don't know who's watching. They give you a general idea of who's watching. They don't know the character of the people watching. Okay, Tool Army. They know how old they are. They know where they live and all of that. How much time they watch the video and all of that. They don't know the character. They don't know the character. Yeah, I'm just saying, though. It's not just her. I'm not just picking on her, but all of them, man. You parading these young girls around these bikinis and stuff. You don't know who's watching these videos. Okay? Well, we all have regrets. He said, do you regret not moving to the Philippines earlier? I made a video. I wish I would have retarded 50. Because remember, that's what the trouble is. We think we got time. You ain't got time. That's the trouble, though. Everybody thinks they got time. He said, these Filipinos need to be careful cheating on foreigners. We're all not the same. Some will end your life for running off and putting them through all the crap to get to America. It drives me crazy. And you're exactly right, because they don't know our culture, just like we don't know about their culture. See, they think we're all the same. A lot of women over here think we're soft, okay, and we're gullible. Otherwise, why would you come all the way over here, for a yummy six, they think. And they see all the stories, the same stories you see, they see. They watch Rafi 2-4 more than you do. But they have no clue. Just like he said, Google knows who's watching my channel. No, they don't. In a general way, they do, and that's what these women, in a general way, they know what form men are, but they don't know the character. They don't know that they may be the straw that breaks the camel's back. It's so many stories like that over in America, certainly in America. I don't know anywhere else where the man is 66 in Texas. A lot of them in Texas. Something about these guys in Texas. But anyway, he's 66. The Filipina was 24. Now, they was already separated. She came back for some reason. He killed her, put her in his freezer. Got guilty and showed his best friend. His best friend went to the police. Then he ended up going in the car and shooting himself in the head. You better know who you're dealing with. He says, if I see any funny business with minors while traveling, I'm snitching. Yeah, how would you see that, though? But yeah, I don't tolerate this stuff, but I don't really see it. Have I seen some cringy stuff before? It probably was borderline. But remember, man, the number one rule over here is shut the fuck up and mind your own business. He says, I'm not trying to have a wife that goes to work like a slave. Well, she's going to want to work. Okay? That's one thing I know about women over here. They want to work. Okay? They don't want you taking care of them. For real. Okay? Let her have some dignity. Let her have a life. Let her serve. Okay? That's the only way she's going to appreciate what you're doing for her anyway. You can provide for her. Because otherwise she's going to get bored. And she's going to be at home all day and getting bored, getting fat and all of that stuff. Let her work, man, if she wants to work. That's not your decision. Let that woman work. You're asking for trouble. Let her have some type of pride. Let her feel that good feeling of being able to help her family back here and take care of her. Because if not, you got to do it. I've met guys like that, but his wife is working now that he retired. But for that first, let's see, I've been knowing them for, I'm going to say, I bought my wife over there in 2014. That's when we met them. So I've been knowing them for 12 years. So for the first 10 years, she wasn't working while he was working. But when he retired, she's working now. But he was taking care of everything. When the mother got cancer, he paid the $1 million pesos for the treatment. He was paying rent for the condo in Cebu while she was going back and forth for the treatment. And all the other bullshit businesses that he tried to start for the family. The motorcycle, the tricycle business, the sorry. So there's no telling how much money he spent. But because he didn't trust it. When he met his wife, he was 50, she was 19 from the province. And his previous wife had run out from him with his best friend. So he didn't trust no women. So he made the deal with her. Okay, you stay home. I'm going to take care of you and your family. That's what you're going to have to do. There's no limit to it then. If somebody goes into the hospital, damn it, you got to pay for it. Why would you want to do that to yourself? That's crazy, man. You ain't got money like that for real. I mean, why even do that, though? Why put yourself through that? That shit's stressful. He said, one more time is the one thing money can't buy. Yeah, life is way too short. And we all know it. It's just the human mind. It's just the human mind. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. But, if you listen to her channel, she made a video years ago. She had fooled around on the man when they went into LDR. So what makes you think um, she won't do it over there? And remember, she's a yummy six. That's all she is, guys. She's a yummy six. Okay? He said, bro, I just said in our latest video, one thing I realize now is that time is short and it flies by. We don't have nearly as much as we might think. Live it, enjoy it while you can. Everybody should wear a shirt, life is short, just to be reminded. But that's the human mind. We think we're going to live to be 1,000 years old. So we got enough time to, tell the people we love how much we love them, and to, to make up with our friends and to right our wrongs and all that. You ain't got time, man. You ain't got time at all. You think you got time. That's the trouble. So you keep putting it off. Oh, I'm going to finally go to Vietnam. He says, if I want to give a monthly allowance, how much range do you recommend? It will be, don't give her nothing yet. And you never even been to the Philippines, man, and you already talking about giving money, man. Get that out of your mind. Is she even who she says she is? So you're sending money already. Yeah, but you saying you don't want your woman to work, man, young, fresh global travel, man. I'm telling you that there's something in working. There's something in serving. Don't deny your wife that. That's all I'm saying. It ain't got nothing to do with being independent. If you ain't earning that kind of money, that's going to cause trouble, man. It's 3 reasons people get divorced: money, sex, and third party. And the third party, it doesn't always have to mean another person. It could be either you're telling all your business to people outside the marriage, or she's doing it. You're letting other people into your business. But that's the 3 top reasons people get divorced. So, okay, you better hope you're earning a whole lot of money. Hey, thanks, Blizz, for the super chat. He said, peace out, fellas. I think Blizz needs more views. I mean, certainly more people on his live stream. Is this Cisco? Is this your new channel, Cisco? Yeah, well, they bring another person into the relationship. Let her stop giving you sex. Okay? You'll divorce her real quick. Well, I'm just saying that you can't give her enough, is what I'm trying to tell you. You can't give her enough. Okay? It's just never enough. And like I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm going today. But we don't do it together. We do it separately. But yeah, I'm going today. Yeah, that peekaboo is a powerful weapon. But You can't give her enough, Chomery. You can't give them enough. He said, don't give her nothing. Make sure she has a job and can take care of herself. That way, at least you know she chooses you instead of she needs you. Yeah. I mean, for a lot of other places, that would be great advice. But here, guys, it's just, that's wishful thinking, really. It's good advice, but not in the Philippines, man. It's just not, guys. Because think that you're going to meet a woman over here who's earning enough money to take care of herself. That's the exception. Certainly on the dating site, and that's where we meeting our women. We're meeting our women on the dating site. We've already had that discussion. The yummy six. We're not even really trying for the 10s and 15s and all of that, and the professional women and all of that. We're not even trying for that. You know, that's good advice, but in the Philippines, man, you know, I'm sorry. They got everything but money, guys. You know, and she'll blossom under you. And there's other ways besides your money that you can find out whether or not she cares about you or not. I wouldn't be giving away a whole lot of money in the beginning. That's a fool. You're a fool to do that. He said, I'd rather see my wife 2 times a year than her come to America. With all the propaganda going on, all the BS she would have to deal with. No thanks. Yes, that's a choice that you have to make. Okay, but here's the next one. Okay, what are you afraid of for taking your wife there? Q, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid that she's going to get westernized? You've already westernized her. She's already gotten used to a certain type of living now, a higher standard of living than what she's used to. You've already westernized her. Do you think when her mind's expanded back, it's going to go back to its regular size? No. But the staying here guarantee you anything other than her not coming to America. It doesn't. This is what people don't understand. They think, oh, don't bring them there. Like that's going to guarantee you something. If she'll run off over there, she'll run off over here. If she's no good, she's no good anywhere she lives. It don't guarantee you nothing. Okay, Mills, take care. You know, but the women that we meet, even if they had a good job, let's say $30,000 a month. Remember now, that's what with the peso being 61.30. That's less than $500 a month. Okay, at some point, it doesn't matter if she's got a good job or not. You're gonna spend money over here. You're gonna spend money. Okay? You're gonna spend money on her. But you got to go into it knowing that there's a financial incentive with women here on the dating site that's going to deal with you. Okay, but remember, why are we always wondering what the Filipino wants? What do you want? You have to understand, make it in your mind what you want and what you're looking for. Don't be worrying about what she wants. What do you want? See, we always want to talk about what the woman wants. But this is Cisco, right? This is what I'm saying. He said, I see that school shooting just ain't happening in the States. Yeah, but imagine, man, one time doesn't make this place the States. I've been here over 17 years. That's the first school shooting One is too many, but at least the Philippines immediately put more security in the schools. Okay. Yeah, one is too many. But just the one time, it doesn't make that America. Well, I mean, the point is, guys, there's a financial incentive. Okay, even if she's got a job and can take care of herself, there's a reason she's dealing with you, a foreigner, versus her fellow man over here, a local man. Maybe you can give her opportunity that the local man can't do. Okay, maybe he can't take her to Thailand and travel different places and stuff like that. Y'all gotta understand, man. There's a reason that they're dealing with us. I mean, I know our egos want to allow it, but all you got to do is look in the mirror and say, "Well, why am I dealing with her?" And you'll see there's nothing to be ashamed about. You want something, or you better want something. You better know exactly what you want, and what you're gonna give in return for it. These women ain't over here falling for that red pill shit, man. I'm sorry, they're not. They can go with the local man if they want that. Local men are red pill over here. They're dealing with foreigners for a reason. We're a lot more cooperative. But you don't listen, Q. You don't listen. If you took your wife over there, if your wife is as good of a woman as you say she is, and she understands all you've done for her, she'll appreciate it because you got a yummy six. Okay? She's not gonna look at another man. Well, these women aren't whores over here, man. Why y'all think that the minute they see another man, they're gonna jump into bed with another man? There's an unspoken agreement. Okay, you lived up to your part of the agreement. She's gonna live up to hers. They don't look at another man. Because if they was, they're gonna look at another man over here. It doesn't guarantee you anything. Hey, what's up? Well, the only way to go from Argyle to Cebu is on the bus, or taxi, or van. I've been to Argyle before, a long time ago. Yeah, I'm just saying, he said, that old philosophy on keeping a woman starving don't work nowhere no more, especially in these countries. There will always be another man or next expat waiting to pay. Well, you can't get something for nothing. Okay, you got to give up something in exchange for whatever it is you want. Nature frowns on the desire to get something for nothing. Certainly Filipinos frown on the your desire to get something for nothing. So if you think, oh, she just wants me because I'm some great, intelligent man, what more can I say? There's so many men over here who have everything in common with them. They look better. They're younger. They laugh at the same jokes. They watch the same television shows. There's a reason she's with you. It's not because you're some red pill guy. That's all. I'm just a traditional man. I've got everything going on and all that. Maybe that's why she stays with you. But when you're talking The rule over here when you dating Filipinos on the dating sites is there's a financial incentive. Now, is there exceptions? There's always exceptions. But that just makes the rule correct. So if you're telling me, oh, don't give them nothing, and all this and all that, man, they're not going to get far over here. They're not going to get far over here. You got to open that door. I'm not saying be a fool. I'm not saying go broke. I'm not saying give away your life savings. You got to have boundaries. You got to have boundaries. You got to have limits and all that. But to say don't give them nothing, what woman's going to deal with a foreign man over here who says, I'm not giving you anything? I'm not taking you anywhere. I'm not going to change your life. What woman over here is going to deal with us? You got to go through 1 million women over here before you find one like that. And then she's going to want something else. Yeah, you can ride a motorcycle there. You can ride a motorcycle there. Yeah, you can ride a motorcycle there. I'm just saying that you can't fly from Argyle doesn't have an airport. So, it's on the road that you're going to get there. Yeah, we teach them a lot. But as a vlogger, I can't win anyway. But I just got to be real with you. I'm living in the Philippines. Okay, I know what the incentive is to meet foreigners over here. Does that mean that's all she wants? Okay. Yeah, she's staying. She's staying because my woman got character. Okay. Don't you know something, Q? And if my wife is watching, my ex-wife, my ex-Filipino wife, she'll tell you, okay, when I brought my wife to America, this is a true story. I told it before. Made me so mad. I got her physical. Well, don't you know the doctor was trying to hit on my wife? Okay. She wasn't looking at him. Okay. So, yeah, I know Marilyn ain't looking at him. Marilyn ain't looking at them guys. She know what she got, man. I mean, what? She gonna have a bigger house? That's all. No. I'm sorry. I ain't built no multiple houses for women. You don't know me. I can only give you what I got. What I'm seeing, living, and experiencing. Okay? You ain't coming over here and getting something for nothing unless you're lying. He said, Calvin, speaking from first-hand experience, he spent millions and built multiple houses for women he was with. Bullshit. I've only built two houses for Maryland. Okay? I ain't spent millions. Yeah, I probably spent millions of pesos on my ex-wife. Yeah, because she was with me in America. But once she got over there, she was working. I'm not a hypocrite. I tell you, I can't tell grown men what to do. Bray? Okay, I can't tell grown men what to do. I can share with you my life. I can show you what I've done, and then you make the decision. Okay? I'm telling you that you're not going to get a decent woman over here that you meeting on that dating site trying to be cheap. Talking about you ain't spending no money. Okay, I'm sorry. You're not. So, you keep thinking that. Keep thinking you're going to get on that dating site and find a woman that's earning 150,000 pesos a month. Or something like that. Otherwise, she's struggling. Otherwise, she's living like a local. Because 30,000 ain't going too far. Certainly when you got a family, you got children, you got maybe grandparents you trying to look out for. That's all. Hey, what's up, Beach of Life? I'm just trying to be realistic. It don't mean you ain't seen me go broke over here, Bray. I got boundaries. I got a daughter. Okay, that's not going to grow up in the province. It's not going to grow up in the squatters area. Not as long as I'm living. Okay, but remember, everybody's situation is different. You're going to have to come over here and get in where you fit in. But I'm not going to tell you you're not going to have to spend money. Hey, what's up, Mike? Now, ain't no multiple houses for multiple women. You guys don't know me. But I tell you what, I'm a great provider. There's no woman that I've ever been with that didn't say I was not a great provider. Okay? But I'm not a fool either. You got to get up pretty early in the morning to fool me. And when you get up, I'm already up. I'm already drinking the coffee. No, I didn't. No, see, you're lying. You're lying. My ex in Mindanao is in America, man. Why don't you speak some what you know? Okay, see, you got a fucked up memory. You looking at my videos trying to put me down. You're not even trying to learn or anything. Now, I ain't build no house. I said that I came to the Philippines to build a house. Her family's got land in Cebu land right above Dumaguete. But 1,000,000 pesos to them was too much money. And I'm like, well, how much you want me to spend? Her mother was talking about 150,000 pesos. Okay, now. That woman, the mountain, my son's mother, guy, you either need to get a hearing aid or you got poor apprehension. She built that house for them up there in the mountains in Lanas, Naga Cebu. Not me. That's my son's mother. I built his uncle and his auntie a house. We spent 50,000 pesos each to rebuild their houses after Typhoon Odette. You don't know what you're talking about. My ex in Mindanao's in America. I never built her a house. And the house you're talking about in the mountains, she built that herself. You guys don't know what y'all talking about, man. Y'all get on here, man. Put some respect on my name, fool. I'm living my best life over here. While you sitting there talking crazy. Fuck off my channel with that stupid ass shit. I'm trying to help you guys. These are the type of people that I was talking about earlier. The hypocrites, self-righteous, jealous fools. No matter what you do, they always got something to say. The experts in the comment section. You want your 15 minutes of fame, fool? You got it. Do what I did. Okay, before you walk a mile in my shoes. Get the fuck off here. Get rid of this fool. We already been talking about it. We're on number 6 already. Is it a double standard that you want to live here but not allow her to live in your country? I don't work for you. He got a fucking puppy dog as his damn profile pic. You guys are clowns. You guys are clowns. This is my channel. Now, there you go. I'm always going to give them the business. Because they want their 15 minutes of fame in the comments. They ain't done a damn thing. They ain't accomplished shit. Because successful guys don't come on here talking crazy. Happy guys don't do that. Yeah, clowns. They want their 15 minutes. They ain't done a damn thing. You're going to try to tell me about my life. Keep the focus on your own self. So what? I don't care. Does that give you ain't happy? Get your own channel. Come from behind that old profile. Yeah, a puppy dog. Yeah, for the most part. But she ain't nothing to shake a stick at. These yummy sixes are off the chart. They the best thing you ever had. I'm just telling you to be realistic when you move overseas. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Be realistic. If you come over expecting you're going to get a 10 or 15, it's all subjective. You're wasting your time. I'm not saying these women are ugly. I'm just saying that they've got everything else that I wanted. Yeah. Oh, okay. Now you done showed who you are. Now you showed who you are. So I'm gonna get rid of you, Bree. Bye. Okay. You gonna talk about my 4F video. Like I made 4F up. He don't know that was a response. He knows there was a response to that 4M video that Filipinas make. Hey, thank you, American Flight Risk, for that super chat. He says, when you help other people, you help yourself. Keep up the good work. Hey, I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, Brock's Big Adventures. Yeah, it's about what you can expect. But hell, what do you expect? You're 63. You expect to get a 10 or 15 over here? Yeah, watch the videos again and put a thumbs up. Now they want to come over here and then see he showed himself eventually. He wants to talk about the 4F video that a lot of Filipino vloggers tried to get me in trouble about. And a lot of these haters out there like I really made that saying up. Find them, feed them, fuck them, forget them. Like that came from me. When the 4M is 10 times worse than the 4Fs, you dummies. Hey, what's up, Dave? Congratulations, man. He's a big Knicks fan. He said, what's up, Cal? Beat your life. There's an old saying in one ear out the other. They not getting it. Keep preaching, brother. Yeah, we just having a conversation because at the end of the day, they got to make the decision. But see, vloggers can't win because when they don't listen to you and they come over and it blows up on them, they blame you for it. But they never give you credit for the things that you're really talking about. There is no 15s over here. Yeah, unless you... Okay, listen. He said, thanks for the super chat. Q, I really appreciate your support, man. He said, can you tell guys how to get a 15? By the time that we don't have access to the 15s. Anything's possible. Okay, but do you realize if you live over here, you'll know there's rich and powerful men, privileged men over here, businessmen, politicians. Okay, they're going to get the 15s. They know where they are. They watch them as they grow up. They know their families and stuff. You don't have a chance at a 15. Unless she's already been through the ringer with a local man. Okay, then she's no longer a 15. But you ain't going to get no 15. You know, just come over here like you did. Be happy with a yummy 6. And be done with it. It's still going to be the best thing you ever had. Y'all don't want the truth. You ain't looking at none of these videos. Who tell me what vlogger or any man you see over here that doesn't have a yummy 6? And that's it. Okay, tell me somebody that you know that's got a 10. Huh? Do you think Old Dog New Tricks has a 10? Do you think that Mike Philippine retirement when he was with Janet, was she a 10? Any of them. Overstay Road, any of them. Our Filipino Journey, Philippines in the Philly in the Philippines. All of us have yummy 6s, guys. I could see if there would be an exception to that. There is no exception. All the Filipino vloggers over here are yummy 6s. Okay? There's different levels over here. You won't know it if you live here. Man, trust me, okay? If you go There's women over here who don't want anything to do with us. They're going to pull themselves up by their own bootstraps. Okay? They would rather go watch my video, The Fantastic 4 Inches. They'd rather struggle with a Filipino man than ever deal with you. But those are where the 15s are coming from. Go to these colleges. You'll see them. They ain't studying you. But they're gonna blossom. They're gonna blossom under you. I tell Merlin all the time, Merlin looks better now than when I met her over 7 years ago. If you the right man, then you're gonna blossom under her too. But these guys, man, they talking crazy. You ain't getting on them dating sites and coming over and getting no 10 or 15. You crazy. You overweight. You don't have a whole lot of money. You're not rich. You middle class over there. You ain't dating 10s and 15s over there. If you dating 10s and 15s over there, Q, I don't have to tell you how to get a 15 over here. But you're not dating 10s and 15s over there. You're dating 2s and 3s and 4s over there. Is what you're dealing with. And it's all subjective anyway, you know. That's all. It's all subjective. Hey, Q, thanks for that super chat. Said maybe we need to enroll in college to get a 15 or go to SM Mall. Yeah, but remember that they're not interested in you no matter what you do. Okay? Y'all act like guys over here aren't aggressive. You think Filipino men are just sitting back? They have nothing to worry about when it comes to the average foreigner who comes over here. There's men over here who are, I'm talking about filthy rich, guys. Those are the ones with the 15s, same as in America. Now, unless you're in high school where none of that really matters, then you can get you a 15, but you can't turn the clock back. The average expat over is 62 years old. He's overweight. He's out of shape. He's earning about $2,000 a month. He's been divorced 2 times. He's got grown kids. Ain't no 15 gonna want to deal with that. And he's ugly. Okay, let me put that down. So when you come over here and you get a yummy 6, you happy as a lark. Y'all just hear the 6. You don't hear the yummy. They got everything else. They got character. They can be trusted. They got your back. They're going to bend over backwards and touch their heels for you. Do everything to prove she's the right one for you. A steady self-improvement diet, getting better, better, better. Because she knows she's not the most attractive. She knows she's not the most desired. She's grateful to have you, that you plucked her out of that damn dating site. I'm not going to get on here and lie to you. You name me one vlogger that you see that has anything other than a yummy 6. Bullshit. It's perfect for everybody. It's perfect for everybody. I thank God, and I don't even believe in the God, but I thank the universe for producing yummy 6s. At the stage in my life, that's all I need. I don't need the trouble that comes along with the 10 and 15. He said, you're 100% both will blossom. One thing I love about my girl, she encourages me to take care of my skin, and that's important. That's why I look so damn handsome. Well, yeah, you're going to blossom. Napoleon Hill said it a long time ago. When a man is with the woman of his choosing, he's swept to success that he's never known before. She's going to encourage you. She's going to motivate you. You're going to want to be the best man you can be. You should want to do that anyway. But when you with a woman of your choosing, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to that. Yeah, he says, I see why so many of the guys in here are having problems dating in America and think Western women are the problem. They're not the problem. We're the problem. You see what I said? The average expat over here, Michael Beach Life, is not the average. He's in his 40s. He's still got, a few years left to be picky. Enjoy them years, Michael Beach Life. Hell. He said a 3, 6, or 9, they all gonna be the same woman once they get home and put on those house clothes and Chanel's on. It's all subjective. But just like the guy Mike, remember, from Canada, he came over here. He was expecting women to be at the airport with flowers for him. He really thought that I thought he was joking. He was serious. He took that literally. So the Yummy Sixes was not appealing to him because he thought, here he was, he didn't take baths. This guy had money. He did not take baths. He didn't change his clothes. But he wants a Yummy 15. And guess what he ended up? Paying for a Yummy 3. Okay? That's what he ended up doing. And she stole 7,000 pesos out of his wallet. He said, I don't think you can explain it to them. They're not understanding that this is their country. Well, I think Americans, we're the hardest to convince of anything. We're so narrow-minded, man. We really think that the rest of the way it works in America works everywhere else. There's only one way, the American way. This is what we can't get through to people. Man, we represent a very small fraction of the population. You see how people are going over here for the World Cup now and they tripping out on America. Because they don't do it like that where they live. The fast food and all the different stuff that they encountering, they call it cheap food in America. We think everything's the same around the world because we haven't been anywhere. Hey, Q, thanks for that super chat. He said, did you see that Miss Philippines universe lineup? I didn't see not 110. Maybe looks truly objective. I thought there was an 8 at the best. I think I saw the winner. Now, I got to push back on that. These women, it looks all subjective, but man, to say that your standards are high then. So what is your wife? If you think they're 8s, then I'm not lying. You got a Yummy 6. He said, yeah, a Yummy 3. That's what he ended up with. Yeah, but he ain't, man. Look, why you think you don't see him on camera with nobody? Them girls ain't got nothing. They don't want nothing to do with him. Okay? I'm sorry. But remember, he's not 63. And all of that. Yeah, the money. You got to be over here. Okay, to know what I'm talking about, man. These women aren't whores over here. Why do y'all think these women are whores over here? And they'll just jump on any man that they see over here. Who's telling y'all that? You got access to a certain amount of women over here. They're the best thing you've ever had, though. This is what you don't understand. But you're listening to somebody who doesn't even have what they're talking about. I don't trust any man where you don't see the women that they dealing with and they talking about women and they talking about relationships. But you don't see not one woman that they're dealing with. Not one. And she's smiling in their face and everything like that. And, he looks like $1 million. If you don't see one that they're with, He said that money she stole was for her reparations and recovery from laying down with him. Evidently, man, because Mike is a great guy. I interviewed him in W Secrets to Success. One of the funniest interviews, well, the funniest interview I've ever done. Those guys were funny, but his hygiene was terrible. I mean, he had that guest house lit up, and he just kept, because I asked him, I said, hey, man, how's that water over there? He just told me straight up, he don't know. Because that's before I had my water heat over there. And he came to breakfast with the same clothes he had on the day before. And I said, yeah, how's that water over there? Is it good enough for you? I don't know, he said. I was like, wow. Yeah, but there's hot women here. You ain't getting them hot women over there. Yeah, right. Your wife was a yummy 6. I saw her. Everybody. Yeah, they this is, how we indoctrinated. We ain't been nowhere. Remember, we was just talking about this. The average American's only been to 12 to 16 states. It's 50 states, guys. Plus Puerto Rico and Guam. And the U.S. Virgin Islands, American Samoa. You've only seen 12 to 16 of them. 17% of Americans have never left their state. 5%, less than 5% of Americans travel overseas. I'm not talking about to Jamaica. I'm talking about to Africa, Asia, Europe. Man, we narrow-minded as hell. You don't know nothing. Well, he went to Thailand first, right? Yeah, he went to Thailand first. It wasn't no different, man. Yeah, this is all I'm saying, Frank. These guys, I don't know who they listen to. They don't listen to me because I'm not gonna lie to you. I know I'm thankful for what I got. I ain't trying to come over. I'm not looking. Man, look, Maryland checks every box for me. I'm not, trying to impress nobody, man. Not at my age. But when you get our age, Frank, we know a good thing when we got it. These guys are going just strictly by the looks. But yeah, these guys, and he's not the only one. It's a lot of them over here like that. Remember, I meet a lot of guys. I'm not going to say no names or nothing. Makes you think a 15 is going to want to deal with that. Guys won't even take a bath. Stinking. Breath stinking. Clothes stinking. No, I didn't say 3 states. I said 12 to 16 states. The average American has only been to 12 to 16 states. 17% of Americans never leave the state that they live in. Okay? That's facts. I said less than 5% of us travel overseas. Look it up. It's true. He said most have never been out of the hood. I just be trying to relay the information. Guys, there's a life outside of America. And when you tell people that, they get mad at you. They think you hating on America. I'm not. There's a life outside of America. I've been living it. Okay, I'm telling you that there is. But I knew that when I was in the Navy. That's what gave me the travel bug to begin with. It planted something in my mind. The propaganda they give you over in America, talking about Russia and China, Those places are beautiful over there. They had me thinking I'm going to be in Vietnam. The whole damn country is going to be painted red. That's the kind of shit that goes in your head every day. He said I have to put more popcorn on. You come over and get one of these yummy sixes, man, your mind will be blown. Okay, let's go back through these then. Okay. Number one is, should you take the visa off the table up front if you don't plan on bringing a woman back to your country? Are you going to hold on to it for leverage? Because that's a good selling point. The visa, that visa's worth more than the money you got. You can't put a value on that visa, guys. But we give them away like a penny. I pinch myself so much, man, with these yummy sixes I've had. You know, these guys just don't understand what a yummy six is until you come over and have one. It doesn't mean she's ugly and she's not attractive. I explained it to you what she was. I'm looking for a cooperative woman right now. Somebody I can get along with. And she ain't going to be anything that me and Marilyn got in common. We created it by being together for all those years. There's certain foods she's introduced me to. There's certain parts of her culture she's introduced me to. So we got that in common now. I've introduced her the same way, the music. We traveled together. We both fell in love with Vietnam. But I'm not looking for compatibility right off the top. Can I trust you? Can I lay down next to you and ain't got to worry about, you running off with everything, with my passport and everything, holding it hostage? When you cook my dinner, I don't have to worry about you spitting in my damn food. See, this is a yummy six I'm talking about. No, I'm not dating a 2-0. I don't know what was wrong with Mike, but he didn't take a bath, but he's not the only one. But I don't know, like I said, I don't know who this is. The problem is, you must not understand what a yummy six is. The women you're talking about are typical Filipino women over here. They don't stand out from the crowd. They blend in wherever they go, Rashad. This is what you don't understand. That's what a yummy six is. These women you're talking about do not stand out from the crowd. You're just saying that because you're not over here. All you're doing is looking at, who is this, Mia and with D. You're just seeing them right there. All you got to do is see who these women are with. Certainly with D, I think she showed her husband to know that she's admitting that she is a yummy six. They're the typical women over here. They're not nothing to run, to call home about. He said, Cal, I got a yummy 5, and I'm satisfied. I don't want no problems. Right. You get a nice looking woman, that's all y'all want. Then her breath smells like Baloo. Pussy stink. Don't know how to cook. Always got drama going on. Always got the phone all in her face. I don't want that. That's shallow, man. When you get 63 and 65 and 68, you know that there's more to a person than looks. Well, you guys, it's all subjective. It's all subjective. But I'm telling you that she just blends in. When she comes over here, she doesn't stand out from the crowd, guys. Okay, if you think she's a 10, then she's a 10. I can't tell you she's not. But look at her husband. That tells me she's a yummy 6. Y'all got to realize I've been over here for a long time. When I see her, is she attractive? Yeah, she's attractive. Absolutely. But she's not a 10 or 15. She's a yummy 6. Hey, man, now I done told you that's not what I said. They've been to an average of 12 to 16 states. I didn't say 3%. I never said 3% of anything. I never said 3 of anything. Okay? Less than 5% of Americans travel overseas. That's why we think we know every damn thing when we ain't been nowhere. That's why we argue all the time. We think we know every damn thing. Yeah, I know who she is. Yeah. Nia Peoples, yeah. People want to try to tell you see that guy that was on here before I zapped him, that break. He's trying to tell me about my life. Fool, you don't know nothing about my life. Keep the focus on your life. Yeah, I took my kids to the ocean for the first time in 2000. Let's see. Was it 2000 and let me see. It had to have been 2009, I believe. Summer of 2009 or spring of 2009, spring of 2008. I took them to Fort Myers, Florida. I drove them 17 hours. They had never been to the ocean before. Yeah, we got so few. We have less people who own passports than any other industrialized modern nation. We don't go anywhere. Yeah, personality, yeah, it's overrated. Good. Yeah. That's perfect. You say this. Yeah, because of the communication and stuff like that, but they do give off certain vibes though, but yeah, you're right. He said I should take the visa off the table. Okay, number 2 is who brings the Filipino wife or girlfriend home to begin with? Is there a certain type of man that says, oh, I'm bringing them home? A lot of guys, they just don't want to live here. I live in Thailand or wherever. They got a good situation in America. Some of them are still working. And then some of them, the woman determines that. If you want to be with me, I want to go to America. If not, you're wasting your time. No. I'm international. It's not something that's written in stone, Q. It's just something that Hal Funkbase said when we were talking about women on a dating, the quality of women over here. And he said, yeah, most of the guys over here have a yummy 6. He said, I'll take a yummy 6 any day of the week over any of the women in America. And we agreed with him. I did because I knew exactly what he was talking about. But it's nothing written in stone. We aren't going to argue about it, man. If you think your wife is a yummy 8 or 22, she is. I just want you to know to have some reasonable expectations when you come over here, because a lot of you guys, you pass up good women over here because you're looking for that 10 or 15 that these other vloggers are telling you that you're going to get over here, and they don't have it. You're passing up not good women, great women that would make just good companions and wives. But you passing them up because you think, oh, she don't look good enough for me. And there you are, a 3 if you casket clean. You a 3. But you coming over here thinking because I got a $2,000 Social Security check, I'm going to get a 15, man. Y'all crazy. You out of your mind to think that way. And you're not going to get what you rightfully deserve. You deserve a good woman, man. There's plenty good women over here, man. I wouldn't trade Marilyn for Janet Jackson in her prime. I'm just telling you, I wouldn't. Now, look how me and Janet Jackson been with. I'm just telling you, I wouldn't trade her for them women y'all call tens over there. I can't trust them. It's a whole different culture. They know they look good. They looking for the highest bidder over there. Yeah, they just don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get it. All they hearing is the six. Michael beat your life. They're not hearing everything else. And it's just an opinion. That's all. Yeah, personal hygiene. See, why you want a 15 and she's stinking? Butt stinking. You turn her over to do a doggy style. And if you can smell butt, she got a bad hygiene, guys. I don't care who she is. That's what the guy said about Cardi B when they did a video together. I think it was Drake that said that. Then when she starts twerking, he was like, well, damn, you got too much money for your butt to be stinking, for your booty to be stinking. Yeah, they're going to blow your mind. Them is the ones that's going to say, you can do whatever you want to me. Okay, Cisco. He said only bring her home if she's a 4 or 5. But it don't matter, because them thirsty ass men over there, you better have a good idea of who you're bringing over to your country. Because it's not her you got to worry about. It's the men. The thirsty, man. I mean, they beyond thirsty. Okay, but what's the worst thing that could happen? She going to run off? Is that the worst thing? So then you just get on the plane and find another one. Okay, so you done went through, 300,000 pesos or something to get her over there. The whole process is going to cost you about 300,000 with the application, the medical, the interview, what's that other, the CFO class, the one-way ticket to America, then depending on what visa you got, then you got to you got to do the green card. Okay, then you got to do the removal of the conditions. Then if she wants to be a U.S. citizen, all that costs you, guys, okay? Don't think that just because you fill out that I-129 form, that fiance form, you're done with it. No. When she gets over there, she doesn't have a green card. You got to apply for that. And that costs. I think I want to say I paid $800 or something for it back in 2014. And it takes a long time, about 18 months for her to get it. But they'll give her what's called a combo card. She can work. It takes about 5 or 6 months for her to get that. And she can work and she can travel. And then that green card is good for 2 years. Now you got to removal conditions to get the 10-year green card. That costs more money. You got to pay for that. And then if she wants to become a U.S. citizen, you got to pay for that. And she's eating every day. You got to buy pads and underwear and all that stuff. But what's the worst that could happen? Okay, she runs off. But the best thing that can happen is she's who she says she is. She does exactly what she says she's going to do, and the relationship runs its course. You may not make it, but you don't have any regrets. I have no regrets with my wife. None at all. Okay? Hindsight 2020, the woman does nothing over here for my wife, man. I just wasn't thinking that way. He said, hey, Cal, I've been in Miami all week. The Scottish have taken over the city. Can't go anywhere without seeing them. Most aren't going to the game. They said the tickets are too expensive. Yeah, they enjoying America. Yeah, I mean, all you got to do is look at situations like his to see them women don't run off, man. The overwhelming majority are not gonna. They're gonna stay there because they understand what you did for them. They understand their assignment. Okay, it's when you get these old hip ass women over here who are act. You can see their attitudes and everything from a mile away. They can't, man. They're not good at playing the long game, man. You can see right through these women when it comes to the personalities and stuff, and who's liable to work a run off. And she thinks that you're lucky to be with her. See, you don't want a woman like that. You don't want a woman like that. When I think about the dude, the over the road truck driver that texts me back and forth, in my mind, I'm saying, you rotten bitch. I took you from the goddamn gutter. And now you think you all that you done come to America. See, them is the type of women Q was talking about that make you go upside their damn head. I don't hit women or nothing, but you come over there with that type of attitude. You coming out of a damn bar. Lady, I'm trying to do the best I can to take good care of you, to help you, to give you a new life. Now all of a sudden I'm not good enough. But the red flags was over here already. He just didn't want to see it. Women, you can see that stuff, man. Women over here, man, a lot of them, the majority of them I meet, man, they're humble. They don't act like that. They're talking to you like they've been around foreigners before. They too comfortable around you. But it made me mad because I know the guy's a good guy. I know how many miles that he puts on his truck. He's got a YouTube channel. He shows you everywhere he's going. And your rotten ass is over there, fucking out of both your jaw legs. It pisses me off. I've seen her before. Oh, rotten bitch. She ain't like she's no 10. She's a yummy 4. That's all I'm saying. Excuse my language, guys, but it makes me mad, man. But, the guys make me even madder because they don't want to listen. Yeah, he said Cardi B's from the street. That's what he said. Drake said, he's like, well, damn, you got too much money for your booty to be stinking. You talking about Neil Peebles, yeah. I remember her. Yeah, it's more than that now. It's more than that now. This is 2014. Hell, when I filled out the I-129, it was only like 300 something. How much is it now? Who's going through that process now? Yeah, see? This is what I'm saying. He said the steps to get them over here is even more arduous lately. You better be ready to strap in. And certainly more expensive. Certainly more expensive. Yeah, it's 1,400 now. When I did it was 800, 750 or 800. See, dollar May's on it. Yeah, this is facts. This is facts, man. Can't nobody shame you for bringing your woman over there, man. Don't let them do it. Those guys don't, that's just their preference. Don't let them determine your happiness. Some guys have to do it. They can't live over. When I brought my wife and son over, I was 50 years old. I wasn't retired. I was a long way from retirement. I wasn't going to do the long distance thing. And when you start having kids like that, man, you miss your kids, guys. You're like, okay, I want my son next to me. But yeah, don't let them shame you, man. Don't let them guys shame you. They're jealous. They're the ones over there trying to get next to your woman. You over there, man. When I took like I told you, when I met my wife, she was 36, 26, 36. I took her to the Dirt Bowl, which was it's an annual basketball league in the summer down in Shawnee Park in Louisville, Kentucky. It's crowded. Man, them guys got whiplash, man. And she had on them, that's when they first start wearing those yoga pants. And then monkey sticking out a mile. And they couldn't believe it because, I'm 50. She at that time, she was 27 or something, 28. Thick as a brick. I have no regrets. Okay? Everything was where it was supposed to be. Don't let them guys shame you, man. No, it's true. He said that. You got too much money. He said, hey, hey, Unc, I got my live birth back for the baby, but they say it takes 1 year to process the PSA. It don't take that long. Maryland said that you can get it almost right away. Try to get it the next time you're in Manila. Don't go by who said that. It can take up to a year. It didn't take nowhere near. I think it took. I don't know. I asked Marilyn the other day when I had the young guy over here because they just had a baby, and I was telling him it may take you a month or two, like it took us to get the PSA back. And Marilyn's like, it don't take that long. I said, well, why did we wait? She didn't know why we waited. Hey, why did we wait? She said, well, I just didn't contact the PSA. She said you can get it once you get that live birth. She said you can order it. Just try to order it. You can order it online. He said I still don't get the 15. Well, that means the women who are beyond the 10, they just unbelievably beautiful. It's just a figure of speech, Icy. She said I still don't get the 15s. I thought the rank is 10. Now 15 is just, like, did you see the black Miss Philippines a couple of years ago? She's a 15. Yeah, beautiful. Everything, the English, the education, the looks, the body. She's a 15. Okay. Yeah, but see, this is what guys think that don't come over here. They just watching these videos. They think they can have any woman they want over here. They think these women don't have any type of morals and values, not realizing the type of society they grow up in. Okay, the women you meet on the dating site, yeah, they've signed the unspoken agreement, but that's it. You're not gonna get that for nothing. It's an agreement there. Hey, Mopar, thanks for the super chat. He said I-29F, I paid around $700. Oh, okay, yeah, so it's double what it was. He said just got approved and heading the next step soon. Applied in September and approved the last of May. Yeah, see, before this whole lockdowns and COVID and stuff, man, it used to move fast. Because my wife was approved in 6 months, but her medical expired. So she had to go back and take the medical. And, she failed the sputum test and had to wait 6 months and all of that. But my son's mother, the man she ended up bringing her over, she was in America in 3 months. It used to take 3 to 6 months, guys, for the K1 visa. I'm telling you. It used to be like this. Times have changed. But from what I've been hearing, that's pretty good, Mopar. What's that, 9 months? So now it's all going to go, okay, you got approved. Now what's going to happen? She got to go to the interview. But I think she goes to a medical first. I can't remember, but that's what you got now. The medical and the interview, and then if both of them go right, she goes to that CFO class where they try to scare the hell out of her and change her mind. But most of us got real ones. They ain't going nowhere, man. When you look at the women who run off, you'll say to yourself, why did he even bring her over there? What is he thinking? Everybody else can see it but you. The ones that try to act all hip and stuff, can see right through them. Yeah, but it's no process. That's easy, Beach of Life. He says, I'm gonna message you on Discord and pick your brain about the process. It really is easy, Michael Beach of Life. Okay, you don't even have to pick his brain. Here's what I did, and what I would suggest you do and anybody else do. Join the K1 Visa group on Facebook. They'll take you line by line, interview by interview, through the whole process. Somebody's going to be wherever you are. Even at the beginning, you'll say, hey, what am I supposed to put on line 3? Or they'll tell you what they're going to ask in the interview and what you need to bring and all of that. But one thing you don't want to do, don't hire one of them stupid ass services. You're too smart for that, Beach of Life. I know you won't do that. But anybody else who's listening, you don't need those services, guys. Save that money. You're going to need that money for the trip home. Okay? Because they're going to charge you. In 2014, they were charging 50,000 pesos, about $1,000, right? All you do is give them the information. All they do is fill out the application for you. It doesn't come back any faster. If they guarantee you that, they're lying. They don't have any connections. These are Filipino services. It's the Homeland Security that approves your application. They have no inside connections there. All you're paying them to do is to fill it out for you. Okay? So don't do that. Don't waste your money. You're going to need all that money. Every penny you're going to need. Hey, Q, thanks for your super chat. He says, I wonder if that truck driver can report his wife to immigration and have her deported. He said he's going to try. Now, remember, she's been here for a while now because she's got her 10-year green card. So it's going to be kind of tough because we don't read the fine print. When you bring them over and you give them the green card, you remove the conditions, you're saying everything's okay. This is what you're telling the government. We're still together, we're still happy. Then she gets that 10-year green card that you have to, it takes your approval. You got to sign that too. Unless, you're already split up and then she goes through that bullshit about he assaulted me or he abused me some kind of way. And she spends a few nights in the shelter and all that. She needs your help to get that 10-year green card. So you're saying that everything's okay. Now all of a sudden, you're going to say, oh, it's fraud. They're going to say, oh, you're just disgruntled. You're just mad because she left. But I'm telling you, man, it's so many signs that you could see long before you bring her over here, man. Look, I don't trust the women up in Angeles City. Okay? I'm sorry, I don't. Certainly if she works in a bar, certainly if she's been with foreigners before. This woman had all of this, guys. Why in the world would you, don't limit yourself. You guys are limiting yourself to the first woman who pays you some attention on the dating site. Do what they do. They dealing with 4 and 5 foreigners. They want the best foreigner. You do the same damn thing. He says, if you can't take your so-called wife around the world with you, is she really your wife? What do you mean by that? Yeah, that's all they're doing is filling out the form. You got to give them all the information. They can't sit through the interview for your wife, okay? They can't do that for your girlfriend. They can't take the medical for her. They can't go to the CFO. Those are the 3 main things. That application is easy. That application is the easiest part. The hardest part is that interview because you may get a woman or man on their bad day. And with a lot of the shit that's going on now, they don't want immigrants in the country unless you from South Africa. But as long as you got pictures and everything and you can prove that it's a legitimate relationship, the smaller the age gap, the better. I was 50, but I was 49 when I applied, and she was 27. No, she had just turned. No. It took us 22 months. So I was 48 when I applied, and she was 26. That's not really that bad. Plus, we had a son, and we had been together for 4 years. The only problem we had was she failed that physical. She actually failed it twice because I didn't realize I tried to bring my son over here on a K2 visa, but when you're a U.S. citizen, you got to have that CRBA done. Okay, because that's what happened. When she went to the interview the first time, they turned her down. It's like, no, he's not a K2. He's a U.S. citizen. I didn't know anything about the CRBA process. So we went through all that. Well, while she's going through all that, because we took my son through the physical and all that, he never even had to go through that. I spent money for that. He went through all of that for nothing. Well, by the time we get a CRBA back, she fails the physical, which you got to wait 6 months because it was the sputum test to make sure that it's not really tuberculosis. So it took a long time, man, for us to finally get it. He said, true, my son was born in Butuan City. It took a year also. It doesn't take that long, guys, to get that anymore. Well, she would have to do it. She would have to do it, though. She would have to go down there and, complain about it. Because they're not going to know. How would they know? He said that's crazy because if me and my wife got separated, the Philippines wouldn't hesitate to remove my permanent residency visa. Well, I don't know how many times I got to say it, man. You're not in America. America, man, has some pretty damn good laws that protect the woman when you bring her over there. Believe it or not, guys, y'all won't believe this, but she's got more rights, protections, and privileges in America than she does at home. That's why I'm telling you that we're giving these visas away, man, like they're nothing. We're giving these visas away like it's nothing. Oh, come on, man. Now, don't you start. That's nothing. Don't you, evidently you never been over here before. Do you realize how old a 26-year-old is over here? Hell, they're considered old maids at 30. You guys have been, man, y'all been in America too long. Y'all been in the West too long. Y'all need to grow up, man. Yeah, this is what happened. This is what happened in my case. And I wasn't ready to retire either. But don't let people shame you. I wonder why it's taking so long. She says, so many factors, but as a woman, if you guys don't mind me saying this respectfully, if you have a good woman and a grateful one and you can handle and take care of her, it doesn't really matter where. Yeah, here's the thing. It's just a choice that foreign men see. By you being you're in Japan, right? You're living in Japan. As a foreign man, we're coming over here, all the way over here to date women. So we have to make a decision. Because it's not the opposite. It's not like she's able to get on a plane and come to America. Okay? So it's a decision you got to make. Am I going to do this old effed up long distance relationship? Okay, and go back and forth? Am I able to move over here and live with her here and provide and everything? or will I have to bring her back? Because I'm not retired. I'm still working. I got a good life over here. I can bring her over here. She can work, and she can help pay the bills and everything like that. But if she's no good over here, she ain't gonna be good over. She's not gonna be no good over there. She's gonna be worse over there. See, the thing is, um, no, I didn't say that. I was married for 18 years to an American woman, but I've got choices. American women aren't the standard of bait for. Do you understand that? I know we've been. I know the propaganda you get. American women aren't the standard. They've never been the standard. That shit's made up. We got options, man. There's nowhere that says I have to marry an American woman and live my whole life in America and never leave America. There's nothing that says that. Yeah. There's no telling who's behind that. She said, yeah, you nailed that. Western men have choice. The question now is if you're her choice. This is where we have to be real careful. See, you have to take some time, Icy. This is what we're saying. You're on to something right here. This is exactly what I'm saying. Don't come over here and do what so many men do. They come over here, have the best 2 weeks of their life, and they already start applying for their visa. It takes time, man. Live with her. Look, Michael Beach of life. He's living with his woman. He knows about as much about her as he gonna know, as far as bringing her over to his country. He ain't gonna know everything, but he knows about as much as he needs to know. There's guys who are coming over. I had a guy come over here, Icy, for 3 days. Went back and pulled the trigger. Come to find out she had a Japanese man too. Okay? This is all, yeah, you're exactly right. Give it some time. Let her earn the visa. Let her earn the visa. When you see the guys doing that, you got to look at the man and be like, look at him. He's stumbling all over himself. He act like he never seen a woman before. Some of these guys. And then when the woman runs out, they're going to blame the Filipina. Oh, that she's a scammer. No, you crusty. You desperate. You thirsty. You don't even have time to get to know the woman. He said, I like that. When you find your way through life, go where you want and find who you want, wherever that is. Yeah. America is, women are not the standard. They never was. That's what we were taught. And, blonde hair, blue eyes, right? That's the standard of beauty. For years and years and years and years, decades. She's not the standard, man. You couldn't pour an American woman on me right now with all that attitude and stuff. Don't ask this person nothing. This is not even a real person. Okay, don't give him the time of day. I won't answer any more of his questions. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. This is the problem. We think we know these women. Really, all they want is a freak show. That's all they want is the sex. They overlook everything else. And it doesn't work out. Then they looking for somebody to blame. Oh, it's the vlog. You got people blaming vloggers because they relationship, because they come over here and meet the wrong damn woman. get in a hurry. Because the guy had a truck job, he had to be in a hurry. No way. And then she gonna tell me, oh yeah, I work in the bar, but I'm not a bar girl? Yeah, right. You think I want a job smelling pussy all day? I don't. And booty all damn day. Cigarette smoke and beer all damn day. What are you doing in there? Okay? What are you doing in there? You tell me if they run out of stock and you the only thing left that they're not gonna put you out there? Bullshit. Anybody working in a bar just to be in there. What are you washing dishes in there? And then, okay, take away the fact that she's from Angeles City. Take away the fact she worked in a bar. The several foreigners is what got me. And I told him, he said, yeah, because he said, he told her, I did for you what those other men only said they was going to do. I'm like, dude, oh. Yeah, thank you. But, you know, he hung his hat on that. He's a good guy. Some woman's going to end up, that's why I told him, don't fret that, man. You know, some woman's going to get lucky with him. She done got over there thinking her shit don't stink in America. Good luck finding a man over there. Well, that's a hell of a cesspool to be digging out of. That is one hell of a cesspool to be digging out of over there. You know. Okay, trust me. So yeah, it won't be long, you know. She's gonna go through a lot of men before she finds um, a good man like him. You know, I think he said he built 2 houses over here, took care of a family and everything over here before he even bought her dusty ass over to America. You know, my heart goes out to him because I know he's a good guy. Yeah, he built 2 houses over here for. This guy makes good money driving trucks. No truck drivers ain't no joke over there. He's over the road, you know. He's making good money. But yeah, guys, thank y'all that went over a little bit. I apologize. Thank y'all for your super chat, super stickers, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. Merlin is in Boracay, her and the gym mates, and then Sahara, our oldest daughter, because we took the kids, the 2 youngest daughters, we took them to Panglao Bahal and in Manila for their summer vacation. Sahara was going to school. So I told her, I said, okay, if you want to go to Boracay, it's cheap really to go there. For both of them to go there, I got the Airbnb. It didn't cost me but about $300. He said, rule number 1, never bring them back. That might be your rule number 1. But remember, what's that guaranteeing you? Do you really want to make those brutal trips over here? Because for a lot of people, they get what they come for when they come over here. You know, everything is everything. You know, it is what it is when they get over here. That's who we're talking to. We're not talking about the guys who are coming over here to play games and, you know, fool these women and waste their time and stuff like that. We're talking about men who generally come over here who, like I said, I give you the benefit of the doubt that you're a decent human being to begin with. And you meet a woman over here and she turns out to be everything you thought she was. You got a decision. Certainly if you're not retired, you got a decision to make. Yeah, it don't cost that much. The Airbnb was $185 for 3 nights. So that's what, $62 a night, but it's 5 of them. I paid half because for Maryland and Sahara. So them other three, so I paid what, $90 for that. And then their transportation there and back and to eat. Because uh you can't fly from here to Boracay. You got to catch they caught a van from here to Bacolod. Then they caught the ferry from Bacolod to Iloilo. Then they rented a van, which cost them $1,000 a piece. It was 5 of them. It cost them $5,000 to go from Iloilo to Cataclan, which is the last stop. And then you get on another little ferry that's only 5 minutes away to Boracay Island. And then they got to come back. Hell, they're going to do good on that 300. That's a whole month's salary over here for some people. But yeah, for the guys who come over here, they got a hell of a decision to make. That's why you don't come over playing around, because you're going to mess around and meet a yummy six over here. And you're going to be stuck with some decisions. Yeah, when they turn out to be what you're looking for, that decision has to be made. But these guys will tell you right up top, probably never been here before. All they're going by is the bad stories they hear. Because let me say this before I get off here. Because some guy said, oh, you need to make a video of all the good couples, about all the good couples. I'm like, dude, don't you know? First of all, it'll be a boring video. Nobody's going to watch it. And that would take me forever, because the overwhelming majority of guys who take their Filipinas, I'm talking about Filipinas, back to America, that's it. You don't hear anything else from them. They the relationship, runs its course. They either stay married or, the same. You're going to have the same, challenges with a woman here that you're going to have with a woman there. No, they didn't go to a plane. There is no plane here. But it is brutal. The logistics here, that's another reason the guy says, why do you think the tourism down? The Philippines has a whole lot of beautiful places, man. I'm talking about just absolutely. One of the places here in the Philippines y'all don't realize is on the, what is that? The 8 wonders of the world in Palawan. But hell, just getting to the damn place is what, is so crazy. It's getting to these places. But they're getting better. They've got a flight from Cebu to Bantayan Island now. They finally built a airport in Panglao, Bahal, and they eventually, getting you to. But that's what it is. And some of these trips, that's why I didn't go with them. I was like, I just come back from Manila, and I'm like, I knew the trip they have to make. And I'm like, it's okay. Let me get my strength back up, and let me let that beach call me, and I'll be ready to make one of them long bus rides and ferry rides. He said only an insecure, broke, old, and out of shape man are scared that Filipino will leave them in America. But they don't even have anything to worry about, because that's the most of the guys who are bringing their women over there, Young Fresh Global Travel. Filipinos are not whores, guys. They just aren't going to jump on the next train smoking when you get over there. If she's going to do that, she was probably doing it over here. These women realize, they understand what you've done for them when you bring them over there. Okay? You don't have to worry about it, man. Do you hear about these old crazy stories? Yeah. That's why they're so interesting, because you hear so few of them. So most of them, man, it's like, there's nothing to see here. She goes to work and comes back home where they cook dinner, give me the tune up. We go out with her friends, and we just live like a regular couple. That's the norm over there. It's not, oh, she gets over there and jumps off and sees some Chad over there and leaves the husband for Chad, who, by the way, doesn't hasn't accomplished nothing yet. He just looks good. Stays at the gym all day. Meanwhile, the old guy you're talking about, insecure guy, has got the big 401k, property over there, the checks coming in every month. These women, man, look, let's give them credit for being smarter than what these videos make them look like. Okay? They're more likely to blossom and grow and assimilate in your country better than you will over here. And see, that's what you got to think about too. I didn't even put that on the list. Can you handle living over here? Okay? That's all I'm saying. Can you handle living over here? Yeah, okay, you remember the lady from Canada? I interviewed her and her husband. I think she was 32. He was 75. He ended up dying, by the way. So she's in Canada now. That woman loved him for real, eventually. She wasn't trying to run off. And they were making videos together, driving around Canada and stuff till he died. But okay, guys, I appreciate all y'all support, man. I'm going to go in here and get me something to eat. Then I'm going to head to the gym. Take care.